by that blue STI. On the last video, we talked about this car not having power steering. It's just solid. George made a new power steering bracket. Look at that. Use the old box to make the bracket from, but that looks a whole lot better than a really nice stylish bracket right there. So we just verified it. Just got us a new power steering box, and that has took care of the issue. So now we're going to put that on that bracket, put that back in that hole. If you remember, I showed you when you took the fender liner out, you was greeted with a big lump of wire. What holds that up? Everything else on his list is done. We did talk to him about doing a color correction and ceramic coat because this car could really use it. It's nice paint, but when you start looking at it, as you see kind of how dirty it is, it like holds the dirt. You know, it's like it doesn't wipe off. It needs a really good bath. I've seen this is just sat there for a while. It's going to get full color correction and ceramic. It's going to look like a brand.
Sebastian 35403.
It does have an aluminum flywheel. These were popular back in the day, but we don't recommend them. They're notorious for creating a lot of clutch buzz, vibration, and cracking back in the day. This one looks pretty beat up. You used to be able to replace this surface, the friction surface right here. I don't know if they're even in business anymore. So we're going to go to our favorite clutch, which is the FX300, and we're going to do an AP1 OEM flywheel. So the factory AP1 flywheel is our favorite flywheel. It's a good combination between having a little bit crisper revving without having rev hang, but also having some stored energy. When I talk about stored energy, a lightweight flywheel, think of it as like this. You speed it up, it doesn't hold, it doesn't have as much kinetic energy, it slows down faster. A slightly heavier flywheel will maintain some of that energy. And of course, when a supercharger is installed, it's pulling down on the engine too. So think of it as you rev it up, you've got a supercharger drawing on this, so it'll slow the engine down faster. One of the reasons Honda went to the AP2 flywheel was to smooth out the car so it wouldn't rev up as fast and it wouldn't drop RPM as fast. And in some cases with the AC on, it would often stall. So we fixed the wheel bearing on this. It was loose. Somebody had replaced the wheel bearings and didn't torque it properly. So some of the older bearings, it was like a taper, and there was a procedure how to set the tapers. This isn't like that. This is a torque style. So we took it apart. The nut is on the back side, by the way. It's a little tricky to get to, but take it apart, re-torqued it, fixed it. So update on the September 9th LHT show / meet that we're having. The benefit for my sister-in-law's cancer treatment. This is some of the things that you can buy. Whole bunch of things that were donated by a follower. These are NASCAR diecast. A whole bunch of them in there. I'll do a quick wide shot right here. You can zoom in and see what there is. They're going to be all $5 each. Another good customer / friend, Alexander, donated these. These are rear lower control arms for an S2000 that are reconditioned like new, and they have spherical bearings in there. As you see, the bearings are all changed to a much stronger, tighter bearing. This is a pair. It's going to fit all S2000s. If this is something you're interested, these are going to be available to purchase on the day of the show. And then also 2 carbon fiber GT3 mirrors for the S2000. Again, fits 2000 to 2009. If you're interested in those, check them out. We'll be at the show September 9th. 5 to 10 p.m. This just got dropped off. This is a friend of ours. This is Henry. If you know him, I think he has about a dozen S2000s. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Well, this is a car we actually built maybe 4 years ago for another customer. He purchased it, and he also purchased another one of our cars. We'll show you this when it gets in on the lift. He has changed an exhaust. He wants to put a AP1 slave cylinder on this. He has axle spacers. He wants to remove the rear tray that's behind the convertible top there. He's got a subwoofer that he's going to build to put in there. Taking that to the Dragon in a week. From here, drive to the Dragon, do the whole surrounding roads, have some fun, drive back. It's about a 2,000 mile trip. So it's important to make it a real car. It has to drive, it has to be a real car. So he supplied an HKS exhaust. This is the AP1 slave cylinder, and he has the axle spacers right here. The exhaust that he has on the car right now is a 3-inch, but it runs a pretty large muffler. He's trying to get some more sound out of it. So the muffler is half the size of that, the HKS round one. So it should make a little bit more volume for him. Looks like we're so close here. Hopefully eliminates that. Yeah, he didn't mention that, but he has to be doing that. This is the slave cylinder right here. This is the AP2 slave cylinder. You can usually tell because it's an aluminum color if it's the factory one. The AP1 is black. So this has a restrictor in it, which is, you can see right there, that little rubber cap right there. It's under it. Basically, when you release the clutch fast, the fluid has basically a smaller diameter hole to go through, so it slows down the travel. It resists the shock on the drivetrain, basically, which is one of the reasons Honda did it. By putting the AP1 on there, it makes it more direct and the clutch engages a little bit faster. You can remove the restrictor on here. It's a little bit of a pain. You take that rubber cap, there is a clip under there. You take the restrictor out, you put it back together. It's good to go, but most people like to do the AP1. There is a slight modification to this line, not a big deal. Basically gonna cut that little pin off right there that locates it. Then this banjo will fit on your AP1 slave with no problem. Now we got our slave installed, you gotta make sure you put the rubber boot back. So when we worked on this car originally, we did our install kit, which we included a rubber boot, which makes life so much easier because now it will seal the clutch area and this rubber will snap back in place. This dry rots, and if you don't replace it, the thing falls apart, and then you get water and the weather going in there, which is your clutch area. So by cutting that tab off the line, now this will fit any which way. So there is a little slot there, which is a located spot. If you use the AP1 line, it will fit back in, but the AP2 line, that little tab will stop this lining up correctly, and you won't get it back on. So I've cut that off, and that way you can orientate this wherever you need it so it doesn't interfere.
Either way, I have them filmed on the table for you if you.
This actually has an adjustable tip, which is pretty cool because it's close in on the carbon, and on long trips you get a lot of, you see the black right here, you get like a reversion coming out here, and it can actually burn this. Plus it would be a little bit more visible. So we're gonna back that off and slide this out. We've got that much room. So that extended out about just over ½ an inch. Looks better. We just went ahead and cleaned it, wiped it all down. It does have the additional hanger, which is good. It helps with the flex and it flopping side to side. So exhaust is done. Just got to bleed the clutch, take the rear tray out. This one is done. So that tray goes here. This is the inside of your top right here. So he wants a bit more room here for his M. There's an extra nut on there.
Extra?
Yeah, there's double nut on that shot. Why's two on there?
That's weird. Look at the other side. See if there's one over there.
I said there's two on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just one.
Oh, really?
No. That one's missing.
Oh, nice.
The back. So the back one is missing. There is one in the front.
At least we have it.
Just put two on there.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're fixing that for you, Henry. That sound right there? This is the whole clutch pedal, taking it out. These are the clutch buttons that we tell you to replace. This is what we think is the problem, the bushing. So, you gotta watch that spring don't fire across the room. I'm gonna take this thing apart, take those bushings out, clean all this, re-grease it with some special Honda Aurora grease, and hopefully that fixes his issue, because I know that would drive me bonkers. That came out the spring, right?
Popped off
okay.
That end, so
yeah, that end is still in good shape. So this is like the shifters on the B series. There's a pin go through, and then this nylon piece that hopefully cleaning it, greasing it will fix it. Yeah, that one just fell apart, just messing around with it. Always a good idea to replace these, especially the one at the top. When you're looking at it from the car, this is it, that's the top. That's where the third bolt goes. It can be a real real pain, even though some people have found ways taping this to a screwdriver blade or using double-sided tape. It's better. It's still got a little bit of noise here, right at the bottom. Let me get George to press the pedal. I'm going to climb underneath and put the mic right up against where the release bearing is. Yeah, it's in here. I can feel it. Yes, you can hear it as clear as day in here, George. So the release bearing is behind here, and basically it's just dry in that spot for the bearing. This is another reason I don't like the ACT clutches. Not knocking on those, but there is so much more pressure pushing against those springs for the clamping load. It puts so much more pressure on anything that has a friction surface, and it tends to push the grease away. And this has the Nachi bearing and the roller grease. So we'll put them all inside. We're gonna go grab lunch real quick. Jeff's here. We're gonna have a quick brainstorm about the event on September 9th, talk about some of the things we're doing. We're gonna go grab some Sam's Club and grab some supplies while we're there.
As soon as you make your first stop, it turns the car off, and then the
AC goes hot.
Dead. And you're like, oh, I hate that button. And I can't figure out how, I went through there, but I can't figure out how to make it
So if you're wondering, Esther's still in a rental.
Yes.
Still in a rental.
No.
That's just like in the Ridgeline, you have the econo button.
Is that doing the same thing?
And, well, the econo button turns off a cylinder or two.
So it makes it really slow?
And you're like, this thing feels like it has no power.
Yeah, it makes it uber slow. Should have like the NSX. The NSX, the AC is electric, so when the engine stops, the AC continues.
Well, the AC goes, it just, what it does
Well, no, the fan is blowing, but not the AC compressor.
Yeah, the compressor turns off.
Yeah, that's not the AC, that's the fan.
So
Park really close.
Stop right here, we'll get out.
Yeah, we'll just get out. It's a rental. This will take so much of the anxiety off me. Everybody's getting beat. I would never do this in a million. We usually park over there by that blue STI.
yes.
At least I filmed it. If you get killed, get it on camera. This is where Esther's lunch costs more than all three of us put together.
Get the super crunchy.
Just had salmon. No.
$7.85. Four of us could eat that. How about just getting that one for 25 bucks? A little bit of everything.
Well, not unless you guys are going to eat it with you.
We're not going to eat it. Jeff would. I would. George won't. That costs more than that and the Coke. Deliciousness. They're expensive date, Esther. So we're thinking about doing a giveaway. We've never done a giveaway before. Give me some info. Just need to kind of know the logistics, whether we sell items, do we sell a digital download, or do we sell spots, how we do it, and then the whole judging the winner. We need to know that. If anybody knows, let me know.
I think it's under here somewhere. There it is.
Oh.
I don't know. It's, as I said, it's
You have to keep
weird.
doing this or it won't
You gotta
open.
kick the right spot, it opens.
It's weird. I've done that before.
You watch it close on you now. If it cuts you in half, this is evidence. Look how freaking hot it is in here. So it's the end of the day. We are both sweated and sweat our shirts wet. George has just gone. Real quick, the giveaway. The giveaway, I'm acting like I'm already doing it. I'm still learning the giveaway thing. If there is anybody out there that can contact me and let me know how I should do it legitimately. I don't want to do this hokey, you know, hush hush, not really supposed to do it kind of thing. I want it to be legit. I don't know how to, do we buy a car, title it ourselves, title it in the company, set up a different company to do it. Let me know. I'm going to do this. I think it would be good for us because it would give us the freedom to buy basically whatever we want and build it. I'm finishing this video up. I didn't put in the video from the white S2000 because I mistakenly put it in another video. So you've already seen that one. That was the one that got the polish and the ceramic coat. See you on the next video. Don't forget our car show, September 9th at 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. Raffle tickets, $5, 50-50 raffle. Whole bunch more stuff getting donated. So many people have come out of the woodwork to help us out with this. So thank you so much, everybody that's helped. And we'll see you there, September 9th, 5 till 10 p.m.